Okay. So today, I share the screen. Today we are going to discuss about the economic planning and employment generation, how it is going to be taking place in India, and what are the committees has been formed for the economic planning of India or economic growth and economic development. In the previous class, we have been learned about the economic growth and economic development. Now, we are going to know about the economic planning. Now, what is an economic planning? Economic planning, which has been described for the long-term plans by the government for the development and coordinate the resources in a proper way. And not only that, the equal distribution of resources has to be given to the different states which are in India. The basic objective of the economic planning is now how to distribute the resources and how to save the resources and how the resources are being properly utilized by the government, etc. The economic planning was firstly used, the term which has been used by the Vishwesvaraya, Mokshagundam Vishwesvaraya, who is known as the father of Indian economic planning, and he has coined that word economic planning. And the main objective of this economic planning is that to share or to distribute the equal resources to all the states in the country. Not only that, to reduce the poverty and to create the employment opportunities to the people. The first, from where did we got this economic planning? The economic planning, which has been the term which has been used first by the Joseph Stalin in USSR in 1928. Later, it has been developed by the government of India. Then the word which has been used by M. Vishwesvaraya and his book titled Planned Economy in India. Now, what are the features of this economic planning in India? The features of the economic planning of India is the basic objective of India is to develop the India where the development has to be taken place. Already I explained about the economic growth. Economic growth tells only about the figures, how much income the country is going to be generated, what are the export and import value. Since it is only in terms of figures only, but economic development shows about the country's prosperity, country's development, country's employment opportunities which are in the country, and all the health conditions. All these explain about the economic development of the country. It is a qualitative term which has been used for the development. So the main objective is to reduce the poverty and to provide the employment for the people. Not only that, but also it has been the economic planning, it has been a central planning authority that whatever the country wants to do and what not to do, how to do, and all these are going to be planned by this economic committee only. Means the commission which is there, the planning commission which is there, this is going to be give a guideline or an advisory to do all the concerned states. It is going to be in a democratic character. Why? Because the Prime Minister is going to be held as the chairperson of this economic planning commission or a planning commission. And this planning commission, which has been called by all the state chief ministers or whoever the body are there, the members are going to form together and they are going to discuss about the economic development of the country. That is, what is the poverty in India, how to reduce the poverty, the removal of the poverty, what we have to develop, what are the steps that have to be taken for the development of the country, etc. All these are going to be taken a proper action by this committee. And it is not only executing, but also it is an advisory role planning commission for a proper achievement of the prosperity of the country. The objectives of the economic planning, the economic development, the main objective is for the already explained about the economic development. Economic development is where it has been used. See, we have a developed countries, underdeveloped countries, and developing countries. India is a developing country. Still, you have to solve certain problems like poverty, unemployment, backwardness, etc. These have to be solved. And that is the major objective of the economic planning. And also to increase the employment. See, most of the people who are in the country cannot given a government job. So they have to give an alternative thinking or alternative choices, but they can have an employment, means self-employment, giving permission to the private sector. See, before 1956, when first 5 years plan was being started, the importance was being given to the agriculture sector. During the second 5 years plan, 1956, they have been used the word private sectors. Means they started about thinking of the private sector. Why? Because there is no alternative income for the country. Only public sectors which could not generate the income as much as which we can give to the country. So now there is the other way the country is going to for the other choice is that is private sector. So the private sectors which will be helpful in generating the money and will helpful for the progress of the country also. Not only that, but also increasing the employment also. But at the same time, self-sufficient. India has to be self-sufficient in terms of grain, food grains or industrial raw material, etc. So that the country should be in a position. Now, when the country can be a self-sufficient, when we have a good savings and investment in the country, then we can be self-sufficient. So increasing the standard of living. The standard of living can be increased when a person is going to have an opportunity of doing the job, or when his agriculture is good, or whatever it is. Means the sources of income when an employee when an individual is getting, automatically what happens, the standard of living is going to be increased. For example, suppose as a student, now you go to a college either by bus or by walk or by cycle or whatever it is. So your standard of living as a student is that only. When you once got a job, now what happens? Your standard of living is going to be changed. How it is going to be changed? You buy a bike or whatever it is. Means it has been changed. Again, you have been promoted to the higher level. Then your standard of living and the social status also increases. You purchase a car, etc. Then you go to the office by car. Now, how this has been taken place? This has been taken place by the standard of your income, which you are getting the income. When the income once it has been increased, automatically that reflects the standard of living of the people also. So the economic planning, which is going to increase the standard of living also. Next, economic stability. The economic stability implies the how you can buy the purchasing power of an individual. So when you go on saving the money for a specific period of time, then automatically your bank balance increases. In the same way also, the country when does not have any poverty, when there is no unemployment, it says that there is an economic stability in the country. See, at the time of the pandemic situation, many have been not only the government, even the individuals who could not properly plan the economic planning. Now they could not sustain or they could not meet the expenses. Why? Because there was no proper planning, and that leads to the economic instability. Instability takes place when there is no proper planning, there is no idea of how to spend, and there is no idea of increasing or decreasing prices. In that case, what economic instability takes place. But economic stability takes place according to the country. The government has been thought that there should not be instability in the country. There should be a stability in the country. So then they plan in a proper way. First 5 years time, what we have to spend in the first 5 years time, which areas we have to give an importance, the agriculture sector or the service sector or the industrial sector, or there are other different kinds of sectors. So in that way, the government has properly planned in different kinds of 5 years plan. That is, we have first 5 years plan, second 5 years plan, and 12th was the last 5 year plan, which could not end because in that case, the VPR would have come into existence. So economic stability leads for the prosperity of the plan. Why? Because we plan in a proper way. What we have to spend and how we have to spend, that shows in the economic stability. Social welfare and services. So when we are planning about the 5 years plan, each and everything for what we are spending. For example, we are spending for the agricultural sector. How much we are spending? For what purpose we are spending? What we are giving benefits to the farmers. So all those clearly will be explained in the plan, which not only the government does not say about only revenue to the government, but also it has to take care of the health and education of the people also. So social welfare services activities also going to be promoted in terms of the economic development. Economic development only means what it says, education, health of people in that country shows the statistics that this is an economic development of the country. So social welfare and the services which is leads to the economic development of the country. Now, regional development. See, social development, a country is being developed or developing or underdeveloped. It is not only that particular area is being developed. It is that the entire regions, all the regions, they should not be imbalanced regional development. They should be a balanced regional development. For example, if you just take Hyderabad, Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, all these are balanced regional, means they have been developed cities. When you talk about Adilabad or the remote areas of the state or the remote areas of the country, they have not been technically never developed. Health, in regard of health, in regard of education, they have not been developed. So now what government thought is that is we have to make economically equal. Means we have to give equal importance to all the areas, not only certain areas, and they are only going to be developed. Then that you're having a public traffic in that areas, and which due to that the cost rate is going to be increased, standard of living will be high, etc. All these factors may affect it. And the other thing is that is the areas which are in remote areas or which has not been developed, that will cause to the poverty also. Why? Because those lands will not have cost, those you don't have an employment, so you have to migrate to the cities, etc. So that is going to be taken place if it is underdeveloped. So hence regional development has to be taken place. So now what government thought that is, suppose if anyone is going to start any industries in the remote areas, they are going to give a tax holidays, etc. Everything and subsidies, lands are going to be provided on behalf of the government. So this, in that case, what happens? Regional development is going to be taken. Now there is a comprehensive development. Comprehensive means overall development, overall economic development of a country. Now, how it is going to be taken place? It has to be developed in case of agriculture, in case of industrial development, in case of service sector. Everyone has to be in all the areas when it has been developed, automatically the country is going to be developed. We should not think about only agriculture sector, only industrial sectors, only service sectors, because all the other areas are also has to be developed. Then all the other means when there is a comprehensive development of the entire country, that is for the development of the country. And when you say when there is a comprehensive development, there should not be any inequality. When there are any inequalities indicate the exploitation of injustice to the country, because one area is going to be more important, one place is going to be given more importance, the rich city become more richer and richer. And the same way, the poor people become poor, because the people who are living in the remote areas, they become poor and poor. And the cities which are very rich, they become, the people in that area have a standard of living. At the same time, they enjoy all the infrastructure facilities, and they enjoy all the resources which has been provided by the government. But whereas in case of the remote areas, they don't provide, because the city or the town or the village which has not been developed. So if there should not be any inequalities or imbalances of providing any resources to the public. So hence in that case, what the government is got, that is the reason why first 5-year plan, second 5-year plan, which what to be given more importance, where we have to give importance, which area is the weaker section, how to uplift the weaker section people, etc. In the social justice, we have to give importance to the promote the all the kinds of people and all different category people of the behalf. So according to the 8th plan, a person who is poor spends a transaction less than 328 per month in the rural areas and 450 per month in the urban areas. If they have been decided, this is that minimum, means the person should be above poverty line, they should not be below poverty line. So how we are going to give a social justice? A social justice can be given only after reducing the poverty. How poverty can be reduced if you create more employment opportunities. If employment opportunities has been given, poverty is going to decrease. So that is another thing. Now coming to Niti Aayog. So after the when BJP government has taken charge as a in the government, central government, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has dissolved the planning commission in August 13th, 2014, he has dissolved. And in that place, Niti Aayog was being announced by him 2014, August 15th, he announced at Red Fort that in place of planning commission, Niti Aayog is going to come. Why? What is the reason? Why planning commission, it has been success or not? Yes, planning commission, it has been success. Now, what is the differences between this Niti Aayog and the planning commission? Planning commission is based upon the socialistic pattern of society, and it is very powerful. Whatever the decisions are going to be taken by the executive, there will not be any change. Once a decision has been taken by the planning commission, it is not going to be changed. But whereas in case of Niti Aayog, which have came into existence on 2015 January 1st, the Niti Aayog have come into existence. And the Niti Aayog, it is going to be helpful not only for the poor people, all the categories of people were given importance. And the main objective of this Niti Aayog is think and tank. On this basis, the Niti Aayog have come into existence. The 7 pillars of this Niti Aayog is to look, the main object, see, already I said, the planning commission which has been based on the socialistic pattern of society. Whatever the decision is going to be taken by the executive committee, that was the final decision. But whereas in case of Niti Aayog, it's not like that. It is per people and for the weaker section people, different, all the categories of people were being involved in the categories, and the government has got the 7 pillars. It look after the pro-people agenda, means the Niti Aayog is for the people, for the helping the people or whatever the people needed, it is given, and it has become an aspiration for the country. And it has given a responsibility needs of the people. Means whatever the works, the response of the work it is being done, every section has to be prepared whenever the country is needed. Not only the soldiers have to fight for the country, when the country is needed. In the directive principles of the State Police of India Constitution also says people should be ready to fight for the country when the country falls sick. The same way also to respond and work on the needs of the people. That we have to take care of the country. As a citizen, it is our responsibility, accountability also. Make the citizens, the nations involved the participate in the various fields. In the various fields, all the citizens have to be followed, and the work has to be given to each and everyone where they are into, where there are different schemes which are going to be introduced by Government of India, Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana. These are the different types. These schemes are there, all are being for the development of the citizens of the country. And to empower the women. Women should be empowered in social, technical, economical, in all the other matters. Not only these, but a woman now has been paying equal work, equal payment to be paid. But still, in certain areas, it's not equal pay is not going to be paid to the women. So, to empower the women in all the things, to be social, technical, economical, that she should have a freedom to talk, to earn, etc. It includes all the sections of people under one head. It is not that all the sections, ST, DC, all the sections of people should get attention. Not only particular category people should be given importance, they should enjoy the fruits of the country. It's not like that. It has to be included different sections of the people. Opportunities were given, different kinds of opportunities have been given, reservation system has been given, RST, UST, OBCs, etc. It is going to provide equal opportunity to the young generation. Young generation, whoever is having their ideas, etc., they can go for the startup of the companies, etc. The government is going to do loans, etc. So this is see, you can't expect that everyone is going to get a government. You yourself has to promote yourself, and you yourself has to market by keeping your startup companies, etc. You should be in a position that you have to do an employment opportunity, other positions to make a working government accountable. See, in case of planning commission, they only execute the plan. They were not accountable. But whereas in case of Niti Aayog, they are accountable and very transparent. In case of planning commission, they were also very transparent. So, see, these are the 7 pillars of effective government: pro people, proactivity, participation, empowering, empowering the women aspects also, inclusion of all that is SC, ST, BC minorities, and equal opportunity to the youth, that everyone has to be get employed either in the private sector or public sector or self-employment, whatever. It should be a transparency. Now, the objective of NITI Aayog is that it is been supporting the citizens of the country, and it has been having a good plan for the development of the villages, etc. Not only that, for the security of the national security, it has been given a different kinds of economic planning for the people, for the development. It also been raised different kinds of SP commission, BC commission, SC commission. These commission has been formed because of to help the weaker section, to upgrade the weaker section economically and socially. So these are the main objectives of the NITI Aayog. Now, what are the features of NITI Aayog? The NITI Aayog entire, which is being based upon 4 heads, that is policy and programs, because once a policy is being framed, that program means it has to go according to that program. Not only that, and it is a very cooperative, it is going to be cooperative for each and every type of category of people who are living in the country, and monitoring and evaluating whether it is going to be these policies which is going to be implemented by the government, whether they are going to be done by the state government or the bureaucrats, etc. So hence, they are going to be monitored in a proper way. The main objective already has said, it is being based upon think tank and knowledgeable innovation hub. Why? Because the main motive of the NITI Aayog is only think tank. Why it's a think tank? Means whatever the ideas you are generating as a citizen, so you can give that feedback to the government, or you can mail them. So you can have a great startup companies, etc. on your own. The government is going to give a support. So this is said that each and every citizen has to think and think about what the government has to do. You can do suggestions to the government. It's not like the only government has to give a frame of policies and programs. If it is the best and betterment for the country, compulsory they are going to receive your ideas, etc. So these are the 4 main steps which is going to be taken. Now, the composition of this NITI Aayog, which is the Prime Minister is going to be the chairperson, and we have 2 types of councils. That is the state council and the regional council. The state means the national council, which we call as the national council and regional council. National council is going to be the chief ministers of all the different states are the members, and the union territories with the governors, the lieutenant governors are going to be the members in the national council. In the regional council, that particular state, if a state is facing any problem, for example, Telangana state is facing rivers problem, we have a problem carrying the water, etc. In that case, which states are facing the 2 states, which are the 2 states. So that particular state chief minister and the particular concerned ministers are going to be the members of that regional council. So national council and the regional council. We have 2 types of councils. National council, where any decisions is going to be taken for the development, for the growth, and for the economic development of the country. All the chief ministers of the state and the lieutenant governors of the union territory has to participate with the prime minister of the country. And in case of regional council, only concerned problem regarding that particular state, that particular chief minister has to be participate, and concerned minister has to be participate with the composition of the members. And we have 4 ex-officio members of Council of Ministers nominated by the Prime Minister. All these members are going to be nominated by the Prime Minister. We have full-time members, part-time members, ex-officio members. So full-time members which are going to be appointed by the Prime Minister, part-time members also going to be appointed by the Prime Minister, etc. And sometimes we have a special invited experts. For example, if during the period of Corona time, the Prime Minister want to know about the health conditions of the people. So he takes the advice of the doctors, etc. So in that case, second invitees are going to be the doctors, etc. He was going to be appointed to run this administration of NITI Aayog. One person is going to be appointed. He most probably is going to be an IAS officer. He is known as a CEO, and he is going to be appointed by the Prime Minister of India. And if any secretary is needed, then it is going to be appointed. So, see, presently NITI Aayog consists of chairperson Prime Minister Narendra Modi, vice chairperson Suman Devi, and CEO Mr. Parameshwaran Iyer, ex-officio members Amit Shah, Home Minister. Because already I said there will be 4 ex-officio members. So who are the 4 ex-officio members? Amit Shah, Home Minister; Rajnath Singh, Defence Minister; Nirmala Sitharaman, Finance Minister; Narendra Singh Tomar, Agriculture Minister. These are the ex-officio ministers. And the special invitees are Niti Gadkari, Piyush Goyal, Virender Kumar, and Ashwini Vaishnav, and the others are there. And when you think about these persons are three, when you see the left side, they are the first persons. So in any competitive exam, they'll ask who is the first vice president of NITI Aayog, or who is the first CEO of NITI Aayog. So you have to know about the first persons of also. So here the vice chairman is Arvind Pangaria. He is the first vice chairperson of NITI Aayog. So in case of first CEO is that is Sindur Rashmi. He is the first person of CEO of NITI Aayog. So this is about the body who are there in the NITI Aayog. So we consist of a chairperson, Prime Minister; vice chairperson nominated by Prime Minister; executive office nominated; and we have already said full-time members, part-time members, ex-officio. So these are the body of the NITI Aayog. So in that, this is the permanent body, and the other thing is governing council. They have national and one they have regional. So in case of regional, that particular chief minister; in case of nation, all the chief ministers of the country is going to be as a members of the NITI Aayog. So this is the team of NITI Aayog of 7th meeting of governing council. So you can see these are all the persons of NITI Aayog. Now the concept of saving and investment. The wealth building of plan means when we go for a saving, there is a differences between a saving and investment. Saving is what you are going to be whatever the, suppose if you are having 100 rupees, out of that 100 rupees, you're not going to consume, or you're not going to utilize the entire 100 rupees. You keep aside 20 rupees or 30 rupees or 40 rupees. That amount is called a savings. The total income what you are getting and what you have been used or what you have been consumed and what you have been set aside some of the amount for the later use or for the future, whatever it is, that is called a savings. See, the person who has been saved the money for future, they will not have any problems in future. The person, whatever the income they get, they utilize all the income. They have to face the problems in future, especially in case of these times, Corona times, many problems they could not have it. What is happening in future? What we are going to happen? Which no one knows. So suddenly, coronavirus has been spreaded the entire world. Now the person who has been saved the money that has been used during this critical period of time. So that is called as savings. So savings is referred to as a part of income that is not used for the consumption. It is an act of keeping aside money that it is required for the later use only. So in case of investment, what you are investing in some of the areas, either in the shares or in the land, in terms of gold, buying gold, etc., which is also being used in a future period. See, savings is different. Savings is that is whatever the income, for example, 100 rupees you are getting, out of 100 rupees you save 20 rupees only. You have it, and that will be 20 rupees only. The amount will not be interest. But whereas in case of investment, suppose out of 100 rupees, you invested in gold or you invested in a land. After 1 year, that 20 rupees will maybe double, triple, or whatever it is. So that is called an investment. See, investment is the process of buying an asset that is acquired with the purpose of generating income for a long period. Over a period of time, you are going to get. So that is called the investment. So I think you are able to understand the concept of difference between savings and investment. So we just go to the savings and investment. Savings and investment, in case of savings, it is a savings account, it is a brokerage account. Why? Because when you are investing, you invest in a bond or shares, the processing charges are going to be taken. But whereas in cases, it is no processing. When once you deposit to your account, it will be like that. And what is the return in savings? You get a fixed return. For example, you go for a fixed percentage of interest. Then the bank is going to do 10% on the fixed assets. For example, cash. You have invested 10 lakh rupees and it has been giving a return of every month how much you will get that only fixed. But whereas in case of investment, fluctuating rate of returns. For example, this year it may be 10 rupees, tomorrow it may be 20 rupees, another day may be 100 rupees, or next day it may be become 80 rupees also. The investment where the returns will not be fixed. It will be in fluctuating only. So savings is helpful in short term and whereas investment is going to be helpful in long term. Risk is very low risk in case of savings. Investment, high risk is going to be savings. In return of investment in savings will be very low because the interest rate is going to be very less, hence the low returns are going to be taken. But whereas in case of investment, high returns. Why? Because today's gold, when you invest 5 years back, now the rate of difference between 5 years back rate and today's rate is big. Even if you just invest on a land, the rate before 5 years back and today. So, huge returns you are going to get in case of investment. Sometimes even losses is immediate. It's not shares or whatever it is. But if you are going to invest in a fixed assets like land, building, gold, etc., always there will be increasing only. It will not be decreasing. So, protecting against inflation. Offer a bill protection. It offers a greater protection from inflation. Why? Because your rates will be very high, hence you have a greater protection from the inflation. Now, mobilization of resources. How we are going to mobilize the resources? The resources can be mobilized. How the resources are going to be mobilized? Mobilizing process is assembled of organizing of ready used for achieving the collective goal. It means you have to mobilize, you have to collect all the resources. For example, you want to construct a house. Now, how a house is going to be constructed? You have to mobilize all the resources like cement, bricks, steel, money, etc., clays, etc. After mobilizing all these only, you can construct a house. In the same way also, how India can mobilize? What India have to mobilize? We have different types of resources which we have to mobilize. That is human resources, financial resources, and technical resources. These are the three mobilization of resources or the savings of the resources where this has to be taken. Now, coming to the mobilization of human resources is a potential, having a high potential for ready to use is necessary for the growth and the economic development of the country. See, the country which is having 140 crores of people now is everything more of a human resource potential because a country which is having a more high potential of human resources is India only because its human resources 140 crores. The mobilization of human resources need to empower the resources, how to utilize the resources, what the resource can be, because as the population, the country which holds the population with a higher rate, the same thing, the resource also will be day by day will be decreasing. Why? Because population is high and the resources are day by day after using, even we have a huge resource also, day by day it comes down. Why? Because all the depending upon the population, high growth of population, less decreasing of natural resources also decreasing. So India is currently having high human resources, having a great doctors, engineers, scientists, teachers, etc. It has been fully developed, but still India is a developing country. Why? Because the resources, whatever we have, that should be properly utilized. So that's why our engineers, whoever, they are being migrating to foreign countries because they are not properly utilizing. So that is one of the reasons. Mobilization of financial resources. Whatever the resources we have, India, whatever it is going to plan accordingly. Before it used to plan, whatever the financial resources, we used to scatter all those financial resources by the 5 years plan, 6 years plan, 7 years plan. But now we don't have any such type of economic plan. We have organization which is called NITI Aayog, according to the need of the state, according to the need of the country, the financial resources is going to be. And how the country is going to get the finance by the way of collecting taxes, by the way of the other factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, and organization. In that way, the financial resources are going to be mobilized by the country. And how does the public sector mobilize the domestic resources? See, when we in case of government, how it is going to be mobilize all these resources, all it is through the way of taxation, to the way of revenue, we pay GST. We pay, even if you go hotel nowadays, you have to pay tax. Again, the tax is going to be divided into two, state tax and a central tax. In the private sectors, they collect whatever the resources which has been collected, how they are going by saving the households in the home sector, so that the resources are going to be mobilized. Now, what is the capital formation of the economic growth in economic growth? When you talk about the economic factor in an economic growth, the most how the capital formation is going to be taken place. The capital formation is going to be taken place by the community savings are channelized of increasing the country's productivity capacity. So how you are going to save? You are going to save either in terms not spending the money, either you are going to buy the assets, either you are going to get the income on the goods which are going to be taken place. These are the things. The main factor of the capital formation is savings and investment. So the way of saving and to the way of investment in the capital formation is going to be taken. The creation of savings, effective mobilization of savings. Whatever the savings you are doing, that has to be properly used. For example, for education sector, for other purposes, whatever you need, etc. So this main capital formation only on two bases. One is savings and one other is investment of savings which is going to be taken. Now, center and state relations. Now, how the center and state relations are going to be taken place? Center and state relations is as follows. Legislative, we have legislative, executive, and the other administrative which is going to be taken. Our system is a quasi-federal system, and this how it is going to be, how the relation between the center and state. Even though we are having we are having a number of states, but we are unity in diversity. Whenever the center is having a problem, all the states become as one, and that is why we call as a country is called as a unity in diversity. So now, how the center and state relationship is going to be taken place. So, in case of legislative, a legislative relation between the union and state parliament and state legislative. In case parliament and a state legislative, we have. In case of parliament, we have a parliament. In case of state, we have an assembly legislative, which is going to be taken place, and we are going to discuss regarding the state problems in center and in the state assemblies also we are going to be about the local problems which are facing in that state, and lawmaking, rules, regulations, everything are going to be faced in case of legislative relations. Executive and administrative relationship with central government and the various state governments, though India is the federal, but it is already, as I said, we have a unity in diversity. Why? Because all the state government should be ensured that abide the laws made by the, whatever the laws made by the central government, that should be obeyed, accepted by the state government. State governments cannot reject whatever the laws is being framed by the central government. Next one is financial relationship. The financial relationship is the most powerful either in the center or the state, because the government is going to be run only with the financing. So, already I said, we have human resources, technical resources, and the financial resources. So, financial, to run the technical resources and the human resources in a proper way, financial resources should be healthy. So, what is the financial relationship between center and state? So, each and everything center and state, they are going to be simplified. For example, if we have a GST, central GST and state GST. Like that, all the service taxes or income taxes or whatever it is, that is going to be dual distribution between the center and state, which is going to be taken. The another thing is finance committee. Finance committee is a constitutional body which has been how to get the revenue, from where the revenue is going to get either by the state government or central government. This financial committee commission is going to be taken. And this finance committee is going to be appointed by the President of India. The chairperson is going to be appointed by the President of India. It has been created to define the financial relationship between the center and the state. So, Article 280 of Indian Constitution explains about what are the distribution should be taken place between the center and state. So, the distribution between the union and state net proceeds of taxes. Already I said tax has to be distributed, and whatever the revenue is getting from the forest, etc., even if it is the forest is in the state, that has to be given to the center only. It comes under the, we have different confidence list, the state list, the center list. We have different kinds of lists are there. According to those lists, how the money has to be distributed between the center and state. So it is going to be different. Then the qualification of the Finance Commission and the chairperson and the members are, the 4 members should be have been qualified as a High Court judges. You want to be a Finance Committee, you have to be High Court judges, or be knowledgeable in a finance or experienced in a financial matters, or in administration or possessing the knowledge in economics. All the appointments are made by the president of the country only, and they should have a good qualification. They should be disqualified if any crime or mistake. If any crime is there or criminal is there, you should not be an unsworn person, and that person is disqualified to be as a member of the committee. And the tenure of this office may be specified by the President of India. Sometimes it may the same person may be reappointed by the President also. Now, functions of this Finance Commission is the principal means what is its duties and responsibilities? That's sharing the divisible taxes among the center and state, and the Finance Commission evaluates varying the consolidated funds of for the Panchayat Raj municipalities, sufficient powers, exercising powers, etc. Whatever the court, whenever it is that we have to distribute these money to the state or center, etc. Immediately, the state government or the central government has to have a cooperation, coordination between them of dividing these allocation of the resources. Now, unemployment. Unemployment is one of the factors which is not making the country to be as a developed country. Because unemployment is a situation where a person is actively searching for a job, but he could not find the work. So that is called unemployed. Now, what leads to unemployment? Unemployment leads to the poverty, and poverty leads to the underdevelopment of a country. So the country should not exceed the unemployment. When once a country is going through the unemployment, the citizens of that country going through the unemployment, it indicates about either underdeveloped country. So unemployment rate is equal to employed workers. How you are going to calculate the unemployment? Unemployment rate is equal unemployed workers by total labor force into 100. Now, on what basis? Means what is the statistics of a program implemented to measure India's unemployment on 3 approaches? Daily status approach is unemployment status of a person, and this approach is based on a wages. If we talk about the daily wages employees or weekly persons or monthly, there are things which have been calculated. Suppose if a person could not get on that particular day of work because he's an employee for that particular day only, or a weekly. He has done work for 4 days, he could not get 2 days. He is a weekly status approach is very good. Monthly, where a person could not get job for 1 month, he is not able to earn a salary, so he is going to be treated as an unemployed. These are the basic things how you pay in unemployed. So what are the different types of unemployment in India? We have different types. First one is the this guy's thing is where a person, people employed more than actually need. Means, for example, an organization with 100 members, but the employees are 150 are means 50 members are being unemployed, but they are being given salary, etc. But that is a loss to the organization. Now, structural unemployment. This type of unemployment mismatch between the worker skills and availability of the job. See, suppose if you have done your MCOM, you are not going to get a job as a lecturer or whatever. You are doing something, a job which is not relevant to your work. For example, a person who has done his BSc is doing an accounts manager. Whether it is being related to his qualification job, it's not being related. So that is called structural unemployment. Vulnerable unemployment. People with a deemed to be employed under this employment, people are employed. But informed, see, generally what happens, the list will be given, but their name will not be in that. But they will be given amount. For example, they'll write 100 rupees, they'll be giving only 50 rupees. Or instead of we need 10 workers, we employed only 8 workers, but their names will be given, but they are not going to give a money. So, vulnerable unemployment, which we are going to be calling this. Technological unemployment. The persons who are not updated according to the recent technology, where they could not hold any technical knowledge, etc. So in that case, technological unemployment is going to be taken. Cyclical unemployment. Cyclical unemployment during the seasons, etc. Cyclical unemployment takes place. Due to the business cycles or number of unemployed, for example, in agriculture sectors, you have a particular type during the type of rainy season, or that time you have empty. The other time you are going to get unemployment. So that is called a cyclical unemployment. Frictional unemployment. Frictional people are employed in a short time, searching for a new job, switching for the other job. They don't want to continue the same job. So skipping the old job, searching for the new job, the span of that period is called a frictional unemployment. Now, how the employment generation, you are going to be generated. The employment generation can be, how the generating, etc. is going to take place upon the having a good education. Next one is doing a sustainable investing long-term impact should be duly considered, implementing a very employment generating programs, etc., providing jobs according to their qualifications, employment opportunities given. See, another thing is all the people will not get a government job. It depends upon their qualifications, it depends upon sometimes state also, it depends upon the other social conditions also to get a job. The same with the private sector also. Employment generation is not only in public sector, it may take place in any other sectors also. Whether it's in the private sector, quasi sector, maybe it's a partially public sector, partially private sector. In any of the things that the people should not be, means the citizens of the country should not be free who is having work to work. So that is called, means we have to do some job for him. So that is called an employment generation. How we can generate the employees. The removal of poverty. Removal of poverty can be taken place on the basis of speeding the economic growth, economic development, fast development of infrastructure, spending more human resource development, and giving public distributions, etc. When all these take place, we can reduce. The most important thing of the eradication of poverty is that is health education. When you are going to having health education and standard of living, this all comes only when you speed up the economic growth. Economic growth speed up is linked with the economic development. Now, modernization of societies which are going to be taken place. As the days are going on, when you talk about the olden days, there is a much change in the social, economical, and the technical life of the people. There was, if you think 50 years or 70 years, that there is no term was used as a technology. But in the 19th and the 20th only, technology has been using more and more. Why? Because modernization of society, which is going to make the life of the people very easy and comfortable. Now, how this has been taken to development of technology, specialization of economic roles, because as you are getting more income at the time of working, more scope for the savings and investments, all these are going to be taken place in the modernization. Now, in cultural sphere of modernizing the society characters by growing the differentiation among the major elements like culture, like religion, philosophy, science, encouraging spread of literacy, secularism, having a good communication, progress, improvement, expressing your ability, creative skills and talent of each individuals are going to be identified, recognized by the government, etc. So, as they are going to get new opportunities, new values, new elements which are going making the modernization. So, this I conclude the. Yes. Any doubts do you have, ma? Anyone is having any doubts? If you have no doubts, okay. I'll end the class.
Thank you, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay.